Hello guys, this is Umang and in this video we are going to deal with embolism. So what is an embolism? Embolism is the blocking of a blood vessels by any mass of a material called embolus, usually a thrombus but not always, that travels in our blood. So it's simple. What's embolism? Embolism is just a blocking of a blood vessels by any mass of material called embolus that flows in our blood. Simple. So embolus usually a fragment of a thrombus. Okay, but it can be other like fragments of tumor, amniotic fluids, air, pus, fragments of arthritis, plaques, heart walls, and blah blah blah. So I think you have got some idea regarding the embolus. What's the embolism? It's just a blocking of blood vessels by any mass of material called embolus. So now let's deal its working. So in the working, embolus originates in artery or vessels, then it travels away from the heart, from the in the direction of the blood flow. Uh, so embolus originates in artery, then it travels away from the heart until they will reach in an artery that is too narrow to let them pass. So what happen if they don't go further? So they will choke. Simple, they will choke, and they will choke the artery or lodge there. So what will the disadvantage of this? So it will cause myocardial infections, MI, or gangrenous limbs or stroke, etc. So just learn with the example of the pen. So what's the embolism? I think with this example of pen you can feel the what's the embolism in really. So first of all, I just disassemble the pen. I just disassemble the whole pen. So it has a two parts, smaller and one is bigger. So now check what happen is the bigger one is for heart and smaller one is for tissue. So what happen, the blood is flowing from heart to tissue, nothing happen, all are normal processes. So it's a embolus. Assume this is an embolus. Embolus is come in our blood vessels. So it choke the blood vessels, so our blood is not flowing from heart to tissue, and it causes several dysfunctions. Just simple, learn with the example of a pen. Embolism is of two types on the basis of their lodge. It can be partially or it can be completely. If the partially, it can cause ischemia, and if they completely, they can cause infections. So what happened in the partially? Let's see in the diagram. In the partially embolism, artery is partially choked or lodged by the embolus. Means blood is flows from the artery, but effectiveness of the blood flow is decreases. Or in the complete infection, the blood is not able to flow in the artery. So it causes ischemia and completely causes infection. So uh, till now we deal and we are talking about the embolism that cause in our artery. So what happen if the embolism originates in vein? So this is a different phenomena, let's deal with. So usually nothing happen. Why nothing happen? Because uh, veins have a larger diameter. So someone tell that, ask the question, sir, if I have a Hulk embolus, so what happen? So nothing happen, because the vein have a larger diameter as we move towards the heart. So superior vena cava have a very large diameter as compared to the smaller veins. So nothing happen. So I just read the usually nothing happen because veins have a larger diameter and veins become wider and wider as we move towards the heart. Okay, so embolus in vein is travels toward heart, and passes from right part of heart to the lungs, and through the pulmonary artery it can lodge first branch narrower artery. Yeah, this is thing happen means it our hulk embolus that travels in vein, and it moves from our right part of heart, and it passes them and it moves to lungs, means it's our superior vena cava through right part of heart to the walls, and after that the pulmonary artery that goes from lungs. So in there first narrower artery they can lodge there, so that can cause embolus. Simple. So now deal with the various types of embolism. So various types of embolism are pulmonary embolism, fat embolism, air embolism, amniotic fluid embolism, or tumor embolism, or systemic embolism. So and seventh one is blah 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 embolism. So anything that can choke, that will can cause embolism. It's so simple. So the first one is our pulmonary embolism. So what is pulmonary embolism? When a pulmonary artery or its branch is blocked, causing the instant reduction in the blood flow through the lungs. So we have learned in the what happens if the embolus originates in vein. So same thing is happen in the pulmonary embolism. Same thing is happen. The embolus travels from towards the heart and pass from the right part of the heart through the lungs, through the pulmonary artery. There it can be first lodged through our narrower artery. Simple. It's just like our what happens is the embolism originates in vein. So our second one is fat embolism. So what is in fat embolism? Fat embolism is a type of embolism in which the embolus consists of a fatty material. They are often caused by the physical trauma such as fractures, soft tissues, trauma, and burns. So they enter in circulation through veins and affect the lungs also. So simply the fat, if the embolus is fat and fatty tissue, so it's called fat embolism. So now deal with air embolism. So what's in air embolism happens? So the thing is that is interesting. So let's deal with air embolism. It's also known as gas embolism. It's a gas embolism. Blood vessel is blockage caused by one or more bubbles of air or together gas in the circulatory system. In the form of plasma, we have a gas, also known as decompression sickness. So what's happen in reality? So let's zoom the diagram. Here I am making a diagram. So here I have a vessel. In the vessel we have a blood and plasma. In the plasma we have a small amount of gases in the dissolved state. So these gases together make a large molecule of gases. So this air bubble or gases can blockage the vessels. So the things that happen is called air embolism. So now the next one is our amniotic fluid embolism. This is the most common cause of maternal mortality. So let's think it's the most common cause of maternal mortality in AFE or amniotic fluid embolism. Amniotic fluid or any fetal components enter in the bloodstream of mother to trigger the serious reaction. This reaction can lead to cardiorespiratory collapse. So what's happened here? Nothing, just forgot. Now learn from the starting one, that is amniotic fluid embolism. First one is most common cause of maternal mortality, and second thing is any part of fetal components that enters in our mother's bloodstream and can cause embolism. So this is a very severe disorder. So see, and it can trigger the serious reaction, and this can lead to cardiorespiratory diseases also. So the last one is our tumor embolism. So when a tumor or a neoplasm blocks a vein or artery by applying a pressure. So listen. So now we have a tumor. in our carotid artery, below the carotid artery. So it will grow, so it can apply some pressure, so what happen, so if it's apply the pressure, so the blood flow is shrinked, or even a part of a tumor, small fragment can also lodge the artery. So learn with the example of a pipe. Everyone watered the plants. So the things we can do, we can call apply some pressure on the tip of the pipe, garden pipe. So the thing is happen, there is a force in our blood pressure, so the overall the decrement of the blood volume pass from the particular area is decreased. So the same thing is happen in the tumor embolism. So that's all about the embolism. What's the embolism? Embolism is just simply the blockage of blood vessel by any mass of material called embolus that travel in our blood vessels. So all things I hope you got something with me. So that's all about the embolism. So if you like this video, please press the like button, and if you are new to my channel, so please subscribe my channel and hit the like button. And if you have any query and any something you want a question and you want to get a touch in with me, so comment in the comment below. So that's all. If you want to notes that I made, so I will given the link in the description box. So thank you. That's all the about embolism. Bye bye. It's Umang from Dominie Umang.